I hope I'm audible to you.
Hello.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Alright. Right. So, welcome to the session. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, ma'am. What's about you?
Right. I'm also doing good. Anything special about your day? What did you do today?
As usual, nothing special, ma'am.
As usual. Okay. So, what did your usual day look like today?
Okay. I I wake up at 6, before 6 every day. And 7 to 4:30 I spend on my job place, on workplace.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Before I proceed ahead, do you have any sort of doubts, queries, questions, anything you want to ask?
Nothing, ma'am. You can handle you according yourself.
I can handle according to myself. Is that the right way to frame the sentence? It should be you can go and proceed ahead. That is the right
Okay.
way. Okay. We're not handling anything. Handling is when I'm talking about a particular matter, right? We're having a session. So you would say that you can proceed ahead. Okay.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
right.
You may proceed.
All right. Perfect. Right. So our topic for today is the rhythm of routine. So we will be talking about what our routine looks like, what our ideal routine looks like. Are we able to follow it or not follow it? So during the course of the session, at any point, if you don't like the topic or you want to talk about something else, let me know. I'll change the topic. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. So talking about routine and rhythms, first of all, why do you think having a routine is important?
Ma'am, it's very important because if you maintain your one routine every day, so you don't distract from your goal. You do all things on the
Mhm.
proper time. And if you don't have perfect routine, like routine, you don't follow any routine. So there are
Mhm.
high possibility you can mix the things. And I don't say that social media or entertainment, these type of things are not important. All things are equally important. Your mental health, physical health, entertainment, friends, family, all are equally important. But if you have a routine, so you have time for every person, like in evening, in night. In evening I spend time with my friend. Before sleeping I spend some time on social media, and this time I
Mhm.
have lunch. But it's not like there is no hard and fast rule that you must be follow. Sometimes
Hmm.
we can follow flexible according to our situations.
Hmm. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Right. So currently, do you have a particular routine, like a particular routine that you follow every day?
Ma'am, I set some targets, some short-term goal. that today I do this thing and today I do at least one conversation video. So this type of
Mhm.
target I set, and there is no time limit that on exact in evening, night. So
Ah,
this type of goal I set.
okay. So your idea is to actually, just formulate, okay, these are the things I want to complete, but you don't set any timelines to it.
Yes, ma'am. And main thing before sleeping, like today I set the routine of for tomorrow. That
Mhm.
tomorrow I will do this thing or that thing.
Okay, fair enough. All right, interesting. Okay, so what were the goals for today?
Okay. In evening time, I did study, and 5 to 6, I spend time with my studies. And every day, 1 hour I give to my physical health. So doing something work, 7 to 8, I spend in gym. After that, I return and I prepare dinner. And right now, like my last work is not done. Like I have a target that at least I talk with one person.
Okay, hmm, fair enough. All right. Okay, so you have completed all the targets you had for today.
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I am talking to you, and after that, I will have my dinner. So two things are
Oh, you
remaining.
haven't had your dinner till now? It's 10 o'clock already. Why so late? Still haven't had your dinner. That's so. Don't you feel hungry? It's already 10 o'clock.
No, it's okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right, fair. Okay, all right. Besides this, hmm, how do I phrase it? Okay, so what do you say about people who do things as per their convenience and without any routine? Like people who don't follow any routine. What would you say to them? What would you advise them?
Ma'am, they waste their too much time, like unintentionally. They waste their time into doing silly things. Like they are sitting with friends and they are doing gossiping, and that times they don't
Mhm.
think about the time. Like 1 hour, 2 hours they spend, and maybe like if they have some routine and they have like oh, at 7 I do this thing, so definitely their mind provide them a reminder that at 7 I have to leave now.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. I think, yeah, if we do not have an idea about a routine, it really puts us in a troublesome spot because we do not feel any sort of accomplishment even after completing our work. So that might be one thing. Fair enough. Okay. All right. So, what about you personally? Do you think earlier also you were like this, or have you tried to, follow a routine now? Like now that you're more aware of things, now you try to build better schedules, or were you always very well organized?
No, ma'am, sometime I also do procrastination, and after that I feel regret that I had the chance and I missed the chance.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
sometime I feel regret.
Ah.
But this,
Oh.
okay, since sometimes it's our fault. We set high expectation from our side that
Hmm.
till now I don't study, and from tomorrow I will study 10 hours, 12 hours. Some person they make this type of routine. It's not practical.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you've raised a very good important point. Making a practical routine is important. Sometimes we overestimate ourselves and we're like, no, I will study 5 hours straight, then I'll take 1 hour break, then again I'll study for 5 hours. That's not feasible. We don't have that kind of attention. We can, but we have to build it slowly. We have to start with two
Yes, ma'am.
hours, then slowly we reach that level. So that's there. But have you made such routines back in your college or something? Making very unrealistic goals or unrealistic routines.
Okay, it's automatically happen when, like, if you are a student, whenever your examination comes, that times
Hmm.
you automatically increase your study hours. So it's happened
Yeah.
to many students. Like in normal
Hmm.
days, they study only 4 hours, 5 hours, but on examination time, they don't count the hours. They are before. Like without sleeping, they are continuously studying the whole night. I see some friends.
Hmm, fair enough. Okay, all right. So, okay, what are the things that you do for entertainment? So, you talked about your routine, you talked about the goals that you set in your day. What are the couple of things that you do for entertainment purposes or to rejuvenate?
Okay, I have some friends. So like one time in a week or 10 days, one time in 10 days, I talk with them
Hmm.
through voice call or through video call. So I connect with my friends. I do this thing, and I follow some YouTube channels. There are some religious channels. I listen some religious
Mhm.
song, and I follow BBC News, BBC News English and Hindi. So in Hindi, sometimes they covered very interesting stories. So I listen this type of story.
Hmm. So, even in that, you try to do something productive. Like even in your entertainment phase, you try to be as productive as you can be.
Yes, ma'am, right.
Am I right?
I try.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Okay. So, what is the latest thing that you have watched, if I may ask?
Okay. 2 days ago, I watched a person's video. He gave his all examination with only one thumb. He have only one
With
thumb.
only one?
Yes,
With okay. With can you repeat the word? With only one?
one thumb. He have only one thumb.
One. No fingers, just a thumb.
Yes, no fingers. You
How?
can, okay, you
They
can
must
search
have
on
hired
this.
like a writer. Wow, this is so interesting. Must have to hire like a writer to do it for him, right?
This type of persons are motivation for all society. We have excuse that but we don't have too much resources, we don't have too much money.
I mean, of course, they are, you know, inspiring, but it also seems so difficult to reach that level, you know, um,
Yes,
to be so dedicated towards your goal. So that's also there. How did that
yes, ma'am.
inspire you, by the way?
What, ma'am?
How did that inspire you, by the way?
Okay, like they are on BBC, so it's not a
Mhm.
normal achievement.
I mean, yeah, they are on BBC, so not a normal achievement for sure. But how did the video inspire you? Like, what did you get out of the video? What did you learn?
We can do anything if we can think, so we can do that thing.
Okay. And have there been any times in your life where you thought, okay, I don't know if I can actually do this, but you ended up actually fulfilling the criteria and achieving that goal?
Ma'am, can you repeat your question? I did not get.
Yeah. Yeah. My question was that have there been any time in your life where you thought that something was impossible, but you still worked hard and you achieved it?
Okay, you can see from English language. It's a practical example. Some years ago in my
Mhm.
life, like 4 to 5 years ago, that time see, it was impossible about thinking this language because I live in Haryana. Here, usually people speak Hindi and Haryanvi. And in my whole life, in school life, college life, I never talk in English language. And last year, I started my journey. So it's a
Okay.
dream come true. Just
Hmm.
some years ago, it was impossible for me.
Okay. Fair enough. But now you're speaking quite well, I would say. You're able to construct sentences, your grammar has improved. So that's that. But fair enough. So how do you
Ma'am,
practice when you're in? Yeah.
okay. 1 year ago, I joined job skill application. So last year until now, I do practice there.
Okay. So for the whole year you practice, now you've joined here and you're practicing more. Okay. All right. And what about your own personal practice? Do you do any other practice besides like talking to the experts and everything?
Okay, ma'am, in February month, I created my YouTube channel. In starting, I talked with a normal person, like they have YouTube channels, some have small channels, some
Mm-hmm.
have big channels. So I sent them mail, memo, sir, I want to connect to you. So I talked with some persons, and some days ago, I took a subscription from English Yaari.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Perfect. Right. Okay. And what about your vocabulary? I always ask this question to everyone. How do you practice vocabulary?
Okay, right nowadays I don't read anything. But before
Hmm.
1 year, like before starting this speaking journey, I read grammar book multiple times. I read.
Ah, okay. All right. And for vocabulary, do you try to watch more videos and watch more content
I don't
to
have time.
learn newer? Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Life is
All right.
busy in many things.
Ah,
So I
fair.
devote my 70% time in speaking portion. I devote my 70 or to 80% in speaking. Rest of 20% time I watch some YouTube videos. Sometime I read news. So I do these things.
Instead of reading, keep watching. Usually, whatever we watch or whatever we listen, we are able to remember it for a longer time. Okay, so try to do that. And for particularly that area, I would say try to watch. There is a channel called What If, and there is a channel called Speak English with Vanessa. These two channels, very short videos, very like videos under 8 minutes. So even if you have a very busy day, you can just watch one video more than enough, right? So that you have some extra practice besides talking, because while talking, a lot of the times we are not able to suggest words. But when you watch something, you can directly learn the vocabulary. So that's that, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So coming back to our routine and coming back to the rhythm of our routine, um, do you know anybody who, like in your life, who has never followed a routine and they try to live a very free spirited life and they just wait as to whatever the day passes by, they'll follow it
Okay. Here are many persons. Some of my friends, they don't follow any routine, and their routines is quite opposite. Like some of
to
my,
yours?
here are some friends, but I don't want to share their names here.
That's
And
okay. I don't know. Yeah.
okay, they have opposite routine. Like in night they are free, right? These times they are available, like 11, 12, 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Till that they are free. You can message them and you can get the reply instantly. Within some seconds they will send you reply. And but in daytime, like they wake up late every day, 10 to 11. So I have some friends like this.
Hmm. Okay. Fair enough. All right. So,
And
wow. I also have friends like that, honestly, who don't follow a routine. So I can understand where you're coming from.
And one of my close friend, he
But
have
fair
different
enough.
hobby. Like he's very unique. Every time he try to procrastinate the things, he do the thing on the that point, like last point. Like today is the last date and the last hour and last minute. So that time he do this type of things on the last point.
Yeah, I can understand. A lot of people do that. Like I personally don't procrastinate, but I know people who wait till the last moment to do something, and because of that panic, they're able to do a better job at it. So a lot of people do that.
And what do
But
you think,
fair
ma'am?
enough.
Is the
Okay.
ideal routine necessary or not?
Okay. So an ideal routine, I would say, is important because the routine actually helps you in getting track, in tracking all your things in your whole day. Like okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Because every day we have certain list of tasks we need to complete. So having a routine actually helps you and it reduces your anxiety. Because if everything is unplanned, sometimes it makes you very anxious. It makes you feel very scared that, okay, what do I have to do now? You know, do I have any deadlines or not? But if you have a planned routine, you can actually see, okay, I don't have a deadline today, I have a deadline tomorrow, so I have to work for that. So in that way, routine is very helpful. And usually, people either write it somewhere, or nowadays we have phones, so we can just put reminders in our phones. We should do that because it takes extra load off our head. Otherwise, remembering everything can be very stressful, especially if you are going to an office every day, because so much work at office and then you have to remember all this extra information. So we put in a lot of stress on ourselves. So
Right, ma'am.
that's that. What about you? Is your office work very stressful? Would you say that on a daily basis your work is full of stress?
Ma'am, sometimes it's happen. All days are not same here. Sometimes we
Okay.
get pressure. Sometimes we have hectic schedule, and sometimes it's normal. But overall, it's
Hmm.
going smoothly.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Yeah, I think that is fair. Some days are busy, some days are not so busy. So all of that keeps depending. But fair enough. Okay. Right. So we are almost towards an end. We have 4 minutes. Let me discuss a quick feedback with you and then we can continue on the topic if something is left. Right? Uh,
Right.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So as for the feedback, I hope you can hear me because your video is lagging slightly. So I hope I'm audible.
What are you
Am I
saying?
audible to
Am I
you?
audible? Yes, ma'am, I can hear you properly. You are
Uh,
visible and audible.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, actually, your video started to lag, so I was doubtful if you can hear me or not. But okay, so as for the feedback, yeah, already told you about the vocabulary portion. Why I told you to work on vocabulary? Because while you're talking, I can notice that you're trying to, use new words, right? So to be able to use new words, we need to learn some new words every day, right? That's the criteria. Okay. As for the grammar portion, your grammar is mostly correct. Your sentence making is good, but focus on prepositions, right? For example, the words like in, on, and off, these three words, right? Because sometimes you're mixing them up. Right? Other
Right.
prepositions are fine, but do focus on in, on, and off. And also the use of the. Often you use the in places where it's not required, right? So again, learn for the usage of that. Best way to do it is go through your own video, right? You will be able to notice what are the areas where you did that mistake, right? Instead of watching lot of videos about it, go through your own recording,
Okay,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. And third would be trying to expand the scope of conversation, right? That is being able to speak a little more on different types of topics. So even if you don't like, if you even if you don't have a session with an expert on a certain day, try to practice it by yourself also, right? Go through the session notes rigorously so that you're able to talk more on that, right? And what else? There was one other thing that I had to mention. I don't think so. I write like I wrote it. Mm, modulation of your voice. So currently you have a certain pitch of your voice, right? But since your grammar is already good and you're able to speak well, try to focus more on your public speaking skills now. For that, your modulation is very important. Let's say if I'm talking to you right now, right? There might be certain words where I have to emphasize more, right? So those are that particular concept is called intonation, and modulation is if I need to take my pitch high or low, depending upon what topic I'm talking about, right? So both modulation and intonation you can search up on YouTube. You'll get a lot of good videos. Try to watch the videos, try to understand whatever your doubts are in that area, discuss with the tutors over here, right? Since your grammar is already good, try to become a more advanced speaker, right? So the best way to do it is
Right,
working
ma'am.
on business English and working on advanced English, right? So being an advanced speaker should be your focus now because you're already speaking quite well, right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubts, any questions from your end that I didn't cover?
Okay, ma'am, I have a small question. Okay, I heard sometimes it's the, sometimes the. What is the difference in
Difference in which two words?
pronunciation? Only the word. Sometimes we use like
Oh,
the
okay.
Hindu,
Some people use the
the.
and some people use the. Okay. So see, the actual pronunciation is the, right? But you will see a lot of Britishers often using the, right? Because it's very close to the word thy. Earlier, when you go to Shakespeare in English, we used to use thy a lot, right? Now we don't use it, it's archaic English. So that's why that pronunciation differs in a lot of places. Both are correct, none of them is incorrect, but preferably always go for the. The is the actual pronunciation. The Hindus or the English or the language. That is the correct way to say it, right? Any other doubts? Any other similar doubts like that?
No, ma'am. It's
Okay.
no, I don't have.
Also, if you want to have like a good idea about, British English, British accent, the grammar that they follow, visit the website called British Council. Learn English British Council. Once you put this on Google Chrome, the first link that you get is of this website. They have a lot of listening activities that you can practice. So it's like 3 minute, 4 minute listening activities. So you can do one activity while going to office or coming back whenever you have little bit of time. Right? Those activities can help you learn different types of pronunciations, right? Any other doubts?
No, ma'am.
All right,
I
okay.
don't have.
So I'll see you in some other session. Try to have a good day and good night. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Good night.